Hi, my name is Jordan Smith. I'm a senior this year in 4-H, and this is Pot Pie. She is an Easter egger, and she's a hen because she's over 6 months. Her comb type is a rose, but because of an incident, she is at fault because her comb is not fully developed. I'm gonna set her down. So first we're going to start by looking at her head. What we're looking for is first at her beak, which has her upper mandibles and her lower mandibles. And one thing to look for is something called scissor beak, which means that the upper beak, or the upper mandibles and the lower mandibles don't line up. And this can be treated at a younger age by using your 2 fingers as a brace for the chicken's beak about 10 times, or for 10 minutes, about 2 to 3 times a day. But as they get older, if you notice it, it cannot be treated. The next thing we're looking at is the comb, and you can look for discoloration to show which can lead to sometimes a symptom of certain illnesses. Next we're going to be looking at is the eyes. And as we're looking at them, we're looking for maybe dirt or dust that got caught in their eyes that they couldn't get out themselves. We're also going to be looking at their eyelids and everything else around them. The next thing we are going to be looking at is her earlobes and her ear feathers, to be making sure that nothing is missing or that there's nothing that could be damaging to those. The next thing we're going to be looking at is her wings, and we're going to extend those to full length to show flexibility of the wings. When we're looking at this, we're looking to make sure maybe the wing's not broken, or to make sure she doesn't have any broken feathers, and as you can see, she does not. Next, we're going to be showing her flight feathers, her primary feathers, which are over here, and then we're looking at the bar of her wing, and then the covert feathers that cover the top of the wings. Next, we're going to be looking at her legs. And when we're looking at the legs, we're looking for maybe signs of scaly leg mites, which as you would be looking for that, you would be looking for like push-up scales, or maybe a swollen leg. And then we're also going to be looking at her toes to make sure she has all of her toenails and they match to the colorization of the breed. And the webbing to make sure it looks healthy and is there. And the webbing, or in the padding on her foot. The next thing is we're going to be actually looking at the different parts of her leg, starting from the hock to the shank, the spur, and then the rest of the feet, which I should have done first. Next, we're going to be looking at her tail feathers, and we're going to be looking for maybe broken feathers or some extra or fluff, which she doesn't have, and she doesn't have any miscolorization on her tail feathers, which is good. And then we're going to be looking towards her vent area to make sure it's all clean, which it is. Next, we're going to be looking at her keel bone. The keel bone provides an anchor for her wings, so that to help with the somewhat flight that poultry have. And since she is also a dual-purpose breed, it also is important to make sure that the keel bone is straight, because it is one of the most expensive cuts for meat birds. Okay. So some history on the Easter eggers. They actually aren't in the poultry standard because they are considered a mutt breed between Americanas and Aracanas. So this is why they are in a range of variety of colors. As you can see, she is in kind of like a blackish, orangish, brownish color. also a little bit more about the breed. They are cold hardy, which means they don't mind the cold as much as other birds. They're also very tolerant to heat. They're super friendly. They're very easy to train, which is very good for like younger kids trying to start 4-H. They usually weigh, once they're older, they usually weigh in between about 4 to 5 pounds. They're very good egg layers. They lay from light brown to blue, anywhere in between. And these guys are actually prone to scissor beak, but thankfully she does not have it. This concludes my presentation.